I wanted to talk about the power of marketing because I think this is phenomenal if you start thinking about this. So if you don't know me, I am Professor Dave Masnak. I'm an associate professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship. And I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. There's so many people that help me out that I want to pay the favor for to help you out. So I made this audastic or extraordinary, I don't know what you call it, this brutal statement where I said if you did not buy your car and invested it instead, you'd be making $12 million on your investments over 60 years. And when I put this on social media, a lot of people got very upset with this. And I said, if you did not buy a $30,000 car, so it's not like a cheap car, it's actually, kind of a normal car that most people buy. And the amount of people that were triggered by this statement of me simply saying, don't buy dumb crap, it was pretty interesting. I've been thinking about this over the last few days, right? Why is it that this actually happened? What was the response there? And I think it's actually to do with the power of marketing. If you stop and think why we are so passionate about a dumb physical asset, it's a stupid physical asset, and we can get all sorts of different variety on that physical asset, like things that are much more manageable. Somebody that can even if somebody that doesn't make a significant wage, say you made $40,000, I'm pretty sure that you can find a car that was worth $2,000 or $3,000 and just be just fine and get around, right? Which is exactly probably where you should be looking at, right? And just be totally fine. I make a lot more than that. And that's my job. I went to school for a long time. And so I don't feel bad for that. In fact, I'm still in a negative until I'm 55 years old by going to school. I did this analysis, and my net present value of going to school is actually negative. So, right now. So I don't feel bad. But I still, even though my salary is quite a bit higher, I still drive around in a car that's worth about probably $4,000 or $5,000 right now. And why do I do that? And I see other people doing this that I work with, and the cars are, like finance professors and things like that. And their cars, some of them, right? Some of them do this, not everyone, but some of them are driving around in cars that are worth $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, and yet they're making an extraordinary salary compared to a lot of people. And why are they doing that? It's because we understand it's a stupid depreciating asset that goes to zero eventually, and they throw it in the trash. So me, as somebody that sort of gets this, I realize if I put my money elsewhere, I can make an extraordinarily amounts of money over the long run, and I'm still fairly comfortable. The only difference that's happening right now is people look at me when I'm driving, and they don't look at me, right? They are just whatever, right? I'm not trying to, what is the saying that Dave Ramsey says? You buy things to impress people that you don't even like. And I am not trying to do that at this moment, right? Nobody's looking at me when I'm driving by them. Now, eventually in the next year, I'm going to buy a Tesla because that's what we've been saving up for. And we really, I want to do sort of an environmental thing. And you know what, frankly, it's been long enough. I can continue doing this for forever. But, we've built up a portion of wealth that we can afford without any sort of pain at this moment to buy something like that. So, what is interesting here is the power of marketing and how people feel about these things. And what people don't step back and say, hey, wait a minute. People are marketing to me, and people are doing a very good job of making me think that I need to buy this dumb, expensive asset that goes to zero. And it's extraordinary how much it's built into, the identity of the people that we are, right? Like they did that on purpose to make you feel in different ways, right? So they'll notice that marketers will notice that if you buy a fast car, that you're really trying to appeal to the opposite sex and, try to be attractive and all those kind of things. They also know that if you're buying a reliable car, that you're probably the age of 30 to 45 years old. Why? Because you have kids and you're worried about those kids. So they're going to play up those heartstrings to make you feel like it's safe and all of that bull crap. Now, the other thing, and admittedly, it does get me, the whole luxury thing, right? Where they're trying to play up like, oh, you've made it and all that kind of stuff to do these kind of things. And, sing is a symbol of luxury and all that kind of crap. Like, this is age-old stuff. It's not rocket science in terms of the fact that it's pretty blatant when you look at it in terms of the marketing. You're like, well, crap, that's exactly what they're doing. And yet, it still works. And it becomes a very powerful part of our culture of, really taking a step back. It's just dumb physical assets. And yet we have this strong emotional bonds to these stupid physical assets in terms of what it means to be me. And I just want you to think about that. Take a step back and really look at the things in your life of like, what is just a dumb physical asset? And why do you feel that way about it? Question it. I think that's important. And 9 times out of 10, somebody marketed to you to have that emotional response. And you bought it hook, line, and sinker. All right. Take care and have a wonderful day.